For years, I have traveled the world slinging my creator-owned comics at the biggest and hottest cons. Now I'm busting out my personal collection of comics, toys, games, and more in order to bring the fun and excitement of con life right to your screen. There's only one place to get your comics and collectibles and chat live with the greatest showman in modern comics. So bust out your keyboard and get ready to call it in. You're watching Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show. I am your host, Onrie Kompin. Sorry I'm a little late. I don't know why, but it's very cold in my house right now, so I went to go upstairs and grab a sweater. We have a great show for you guys tonight. We have some awesome 90s themed FOMO books for you guys. We had a stellar show last night, and this is going to be our last show of the week. We're doing kind of like a little shorter week because tomorrow we're going to be focusing on getting as many copies of Marks out to our Kickstarter backers as possible so we can gear up for our Warline campaign, which I am so excited about. So without further ado, let's get going with tonight's show. You spend $25, you get to spin the wheel. You're going to win something no matter what. And you spend $50, you get free shipping on your order so long as you're located within the United States of America. So let's get going with what we got here. So last night's show was so hot. We moved through about 90% of all of the stuff that we got, which was crazy. That includes our FOMO books as well. So we had only 2 FOMO books left from last night. This is one of them. I have Conan the Barbarian 148, which is going to go for just $5 this evening. So $5 on Conan the Barbarian, number 148. Yes, jacket required for tonight's show. It is so cold in my house right now. I could turn off the air conditioning, but then the rest of the house is going to get so hot. But my basement's like particularly like colder than other parts of the house. So it is what it is. All right. I bought a members only jacket because yesterday was such a good show. All right. Next up, I have Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 65. This is a really, really cool cover here. We got Kraven the Hunter here and Spidey's on his drugs. Spidey falls prey to the mind-maddening jungle potions of Kraven the Hunter. Now, what I think is kind of interesting about this actually came out the year I was born, so this book is actually 42 years old. Could you believe that? And aside from the fact that it came out that long ago, this is also a couple years before the events of Kraven's Last Hunt. So this is, yes, it's live, Phil. How you doing, man? So I saw on the covers, it was, so Bill Mantlo wrote this, and Bob Hall and Jim Mooney are the artists. This is going to go for just $5. Nice, clean copy, newsstand edition of Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, number 65. 65. Cold-blooded. Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man 65 is going to go for $5. These are our last FOMO books from yesterday. Conan 148 and Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man 65. Every other FOMO book sold. All right, next up, I have Venom number 1. This is a variant cover here, and it's done by Gabriel Del Auto, which is really cool. And it doesn't look like it's a really detailed cover, but when you really look closely, you can see all the rendering. And that is, I got you, Phil. This is a really, really cool cover. This is the start of a new Venom series where Dylan Brock, who's Eddie's son, takes over as symbiote. So this is going to go for $5. Yeah, I got you on. I got you on Spec Spidey. Okay, Spec Spidey off to Phil. All right, the next book I have here is Daredevil number 11. This is part of Chip Zdarsky's run, which I've been reading lately. I haven't gotten this far yet. I think this is part of the second volume. This is part of the second volume. But basically the way Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil opens up is Daredevil's out patrolling one night. He's a little rusty, but he goes out and he stops a bunch of muggers and ends up accidentally killing one of them. And the results of that force him to actually stop being Daredevil. But the events that are going on around him kind of force him to still take up action. Particularly the fact that we now see that Kingpin is the mayor of New York. And if you guys saw Echo ends with Kingpin getting the idea to run for mayor. So we know Mayor Fisk is coming to Daredevil, and it's probably going to be in season 4. So based on what I've read so far from this Daredevil run, I have a feeling a lot of Chip's Daredevil work is going to be a heavy influence, particularly given that he is wearing the the TV show outfit, the black getup. He's not even wearing his Daredevil armor. But I think all of these issues are going to be important from this run, especially once Elektra becomes Daredevil and all that stuff. So some really good stuff here. I'm going to do this particular issue. So I bought the entire run, right? And in the process of buying the run, I actually picked up duplicates of certain issues. This was one of the issues I got duplicates of, and it features Iron Fist, who's one of our favorite characters ever, one of our favorite portrayals ever, adaptations ever of a Marvel character. This is going to go for $8 today for Daredevil number 11, Legacy number 659. All right, the next book we have here is actually a book I just finished reading, and it's a key book. This is Batman 100, and this is a variant cover. It's a gorgeous cover. Batman fighting the Joker. So why is this a key book? Well, this is the first official appearance of a character named Ghostmaker, who is going to be the villain of Batman after this run completes. This is also the end of Joker War, and I really love what they did with the end of Joker War. Batman's world has been completely turned upside down in James Tynion's run, and it picks up directly from where Tom King's Batman leaves off. What I love so much about this Batman series is that a lot of the time when you see the Grail pass from one creator to another, it's almost like the creator has to pick up the pieces of where their predecessor left off. Like, for example, when J. Michael Straczynski left Spider-Man, I think it was Dan Slott who picked up, or it may have been Joe Casey who picked up. It's like there was such a major change, and it was almost like they were hitting the reset button. And it was a very jarring experience for a lot of the regular readers, including myself. Like, I couldn't even read it for a while. I was just like, come on, like, what's going on here? But the way they passed the torch on in this Batman run has been really, really phenomenal. I really love the artwork. I love the storytelling. Jorge Jimenez, who's currently the artist on Batman as well. He's the guy who illustrated this. So the guy's been around for a while. And I really love Jorge Jimenez's work. He's by far one of my favorite Batman artists right now. Really, really great. And this is just a great issue, a really great battle between Batman and Joker. And even though it's a variant cover, I think this variant cover is very well suited for the story that's being told here. And it's also, again, a first appearance. And I'm just going to do it for cover price today. My copy of Batman 100, I paid $10 for. That was like just getting the A cover. This variant, I'm going to just do for $8. What's up, Lorena? How you doing? The next book we have here is Spider-Boy number 3. It is a 50-year anniversary edition from, I think Humberto Ramos did this, if I'm not mistaken. Though I don't see his signature here. And then it just says Abratov on the bottom. I picked this up. It was a FOMO book a long time ago, and I just want to move it now. I'm just going to do it for $5. So I'm not really making any money off of this book. I just want to move it. So it's Spider-Boy number 3, going for just $5. Oh, hi, Tori. I'm sorry. Hi to you too. I'm sorry I'm sorry I didn't notice you, or I'm sorry I didn't say hi. Hi to everybody, but to you especially, Tori. I have Frankenstein, Alive. This is a black and white book by Black and White Interiors by Bernie Wrightson. Now you may think, oh man, black and white, I'm getting cheated here. No, you're not. Bernie Wrightson's artwork, it was incredible. He was such a detailed artist. And Steve Niles, he's the guy who created 30 Days a Night. Together they make an unstoppable team. And we have Frankenstein Alive from IDW going for just $5. What's up, Philip Pagrusa? How you doing, man? Your books are off to you today. Well, all you guys, anybody who's paid up with me in the last 24 hours, your books were shipped out today. The next book I have here is Dark Multiverse, Flashpoint #1. Now, Flashpoint 2 is a pretty important issue because that's what gets everything. That's kind of a big influence for the Flash film. So Flashpoint #1 is what kicks it all off. We're going to do this for $5. Hi, Bentley. You want to say hi? You want to say hi, buddy? We'll go open. Come here, buddy. Oh, Bentley wants to say hi to you guys. There he is. You want to sit? Sit down, buddy. Sit. You're a good boy. Hello, puppies. Hello, puppies. Bentley's wishing everybody a happy 4th of July. He's a good boy. Snort, snort, snort. You good boy. He went ape shit today. We had landscapers working and outside, and he just really lost it. Yeah, it's the 4th already in Germany, huh, Phil? Did the email say it was going to start at 10? Let's see. Sometimes I get the timing wrong on the emails, so let me check. And if it didn't, I'll just be like, nope, you read it wrong. But let's see. Oh my gosh, yeah, I did mess up. I'm an hour. In the email, I was an hour off, so I apologize. But we're still filling up. The room is filling up. We got a full room here. All right, get down, buddy. And Curtis, I got a whole bunch of cool stuff for you guys today while I was out shopping. I restocked over at Graham Cracker's Comics in Downers Grove. I had to run over there today to meet up with Dan Doherty, one of the interior artists on Marks, because he gave me a piece of original art that we sold for the Kickstarter campaign so that I can take care of fulfillment. So, yeah, that's what I was doing today. Yeah. Yeah, you would just let me, you would just be all right with me just penning Bentley the whole time without selling any comics. All right, the next book we have here is Dark Knight Returns, The Golden Child by Frank Miller and Raphael Grampa. The Bentleyest Bentley there ever Bentley. This is true. So Raphael Grampa is currently doing his own Batman series called Batman Gargoyle of Gotham. The first 2 issues have come out. We have not seen the 3rd one come out yet. But prior to that, he did this book with Frank Miller, set in the Dark Knight Returns world. And this book heavily focuses on the children of Superman and Batgirl as well. It's a pretty interesting read, but it's written by Frank Miller and really gorgeously illustrated by Raphael Grampa. Let's take a look at some of the interior artwork. Another thing I want to point out is that this is my personal copy of the book. So I bought this book aftermarket, and now I'm ready to clear it out so that I can pick up some other stuff. But the thing I like about Raphael Grampa's artwork is that he totally nods to Frank Miller's style, particularly in this. I think in Gargoyle of Gotham, he's a lot more true to himself. But here he's able to kind of take the best of Frank Miller and bring it into this world. It's kind of like a nice marriage of the 2 styles. Totally worth having if you're a fan of his artwork, and especially if you're a fan of Frank Miller. This is going to go for $15 today, and this is from my personal collection, The Dark Knight Returns, The Golden Child, and it's a one-shot story. by Frank Miller and Raphael Grandpa. It takes place in the Dark Knight Returns universe, right around the time of Dark Knight 3, The Master Race, which came out, I think, in, 2019 or 2018 was when it started coming out. I have Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Squadron, The Phantom Affair, number 1 of 4. This is going to go for just $4 tonight. So $4 on Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Squadron. The next book I have here is Spider-Woman number 1. This is the start of a brand new run on Spider-Woman. She is pregnant here, and she gets a new costume. A new costume is debuted. Not sure who did this cover, but I believe this is the A cover. And it looks like it's Greg Horn, to be honest with you, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. That's going to go for just $5 either way. So $5 on Spider-Woman number 1. I can't wait for them to do something with Spider-Woman. I mean, they already kind of did with Madam Web. And it's interesting. I had a conversation with Chuck about Madam Web. You know, he was telling me, he goes, that Madam Web was sort of like a, almost kind of like Unbreakable. Like, it's what the heroes would be eventually. But, or like Smallville almost. It's like, here are what these heroes were before they became heroes. And it seems like it could have, the concept, when you pull yourself back from it all and hear it, it doesn't sound as bad as what everybody who saw the movie said it was. But, you know, the expectations seem to have been off. So, you know, that might tell you something. I have Peter Parker, Spider-Man 75. The death of Ben Reilly happens in this issue, and we discover that Peter Parker, the Peter Parker that we know, is actually the one true Spider-Man. There was a point where we got confused and we thought he was the clone. He is not the clone. It was Ben Reilly all along. And we find out because Ben Reilly actually degenerates in this issue. And I believe this was illustrated by John Romita Jr. And it brings the whole clone saga to an end. So it's a very important issue. This is going to go for just $5. This should have been part of our 90s FOMO. It's a really great issue. It was a prequel, but without the knock-wheel to flashback from. Yes. Last night I saw a guy get sent back to the parking lot for trying to sneak candy in his pants. Well, I don't know why they would do that. That sounds very, very mean. Oh, because of your angry letters. That's why they brought Peter Parker back. You know what? Honestly, I think they were always going to do that. I think it was always part of the plan. I think that making Ben Reilly the one true Spider-Man was an interesting thought. You know, it was an interesting concept for a minute. You know, there was a really great part in Amazing Spider-Man 149 after Spider-Man battles his clone for the first time and he drops his body into the smokestack. He goes back home, wakes up the next day, and he's like, you know, I know I'm me, but am I me? Because the person that I fought had all the same memories that I did up to that point. So, you know, how do I know that I'm not the clone? And it was very ambiguous. You know, like, I thought Jerry Conway did a really great job of leaving that door open, and the fact that it got explored all those years later was really great. And you know, I'm a fan of the Scarlet Spider. I like what they did there. I didn't necessarily think that him taking over Spider-Man was going to be a permanent thing. I knew that was kind of like, it was what they were doing. It was the 90s, you know, like they killed off every character at that point, but they didn't kill off Peter Parker because they already did that in Kraven's Last Hunt. So they did something different. They had him retire for a little bit, and you know, they had us believe that he was a clone. I didn't think that was such a bad thing. And there was some cool stuff that happened during the Clone Saga too. I mean, as a reader, I was at the edge of my seat, and every week I was buying all the new books. My buddy Kurt could tell you, we used to leave after school and we'd ride our bikes down to the comic shop. And the great thing was every Monday, my LCS would always have the books out. So I was getting books, you know, way before Wednesday. He would just pull them off to the side. He would pick them up on Mondays, and we would have them like days before that they hit the street. And, it was every week there was a new issue coming out that was advancing the story. And I was at the edge of my seat. That was when I was like, whoa, this is some really good stuff. I really liked it. And then I kind of stopped after a certain point. But, I love the fact that they brought back the Jackal. The Jackal was such a great character. He is such an awesome villain. I think he was most terrifying in his original form. And when you go back and you read those old issues, it's like, whoa, this guy is like just such a lunatic, and the fact that he had access to clone technology and his use of clone technology was just so deranged. Like he was just trying to clone Gwen Stacy and he blamed Spider-Man for killing her. And he wanted to put this ultimate plan in place. He was just as maniacal as Norman Osborn. And the fact that he was running around in this little getup dressed as the Jackal was crazy. We also saw the Punisher appear for the first time through that arc, and it was the Jackal who hired the Punisher to assassinate Spider-Man. Some really good stuff back then, and I love how they weaved it all back in the 90s. But this is where they bring it back to to form. This is when we see that Peter Parker is the one true Spider-Man. This was inevitable. There was no way that they were going to do that, because it would have been the ultimate slap in the face to the fan base, right? Because Peter Parker was married to Mary Jane. If that was the clone all along and she was pregnant, there was just no way they were going to go through with that. So that's this once again is going for $5. Yes, Scarlet Spider was definitely in the second Spider-Verse movie. I think they handled him pretty well in terms of satire, but he did get kind of raw dogged. But there's no way you could take that character, bring him in there, and all of his history with it. But if you go back and read the comics and, you just treat the character as his own standalone thing, there's actually something there. I don't hate Ben Reilly. I know Tori absolutely hates him. So many letters. I don't know how Ben Reilly got brought back to life. I have no idea. Yes, I know that summer arrived. I am just freezing right now because my air conditioning's on. So I woke up from a nap before I did the show, and I'm just cold. So I put on a jacket. That's all it is. Yeah, I don't know. Lewis, going back to your comment, a lot of bad ideas in the 90s. Yeah, there were a lot of goofy ideas in the 90s. It's like, I pity the food. Doesn't buy that, Spidey. I pity the food. It doesn't phone home. But, going back to the 90s, there were a lot of bad ideas, but there were also a lot of good ideas. It was all intermixed, and if we didn't have those ideas come out, we wouldn't have had a lot of cool stuff come out later. But, wherever you fall on the whole Spider-Man thing, and I know Tori definitely is not a fan of Ben Reilly, I thought it was okay that he was out there, I actually, in some ways, I prefer Ben Reilly. I think he's much more easy to explain than Miles Morales is. It's like, here's this other guy who's got spider powers that are exactly like Peter's, and would you believe it? He's just like Spider-Man. I feel like there are too many spider characters now in the cast, but that's my opinion. I thought a clone was a more interesting idea, and there can only be one Spider-Man. And the fact that they weren't allies, they were at each other's throats too. I thought that was really great. And then they were forced to work together. I liked all of that. Ton of bad ideas now as well. Yeah, a lot of people hated the Clone Saga. I was not one of them. I actually liked the Clone Saga quite a bit up until a certain point. Once it just kept dragging on. And I think it was after, guys, keep in mind, the Clone Saga brought us some of the most powerful moments in Spider-Man, period. Amazing Spider-Man 400, The Death of Aunt May. If I didn't read that book, that was the book that compelled me to eventually hire J.M. DeMatteis to edit Marks. It was so well written. There were some really wonderful moments during the Clone Saga. Like when Peter Parker found out that Mary Jane was pregnant. That was a really awesome moment when Ben Reilly decided to go up against Venom as the Scarlet Spider. We saw impact webbing for the first time. Kane was an interesting character, and I think they did a really good job of building up his elusiveness, and his identity reveal was really well done. I think it was probably around issues 405, 406 when they finally just stopped with the maximum clone and stuff. That's when I kind of just took a step back from it all. But there was some good stuff. You know, it wasn't all bad. He should be the Black Widow. That's true. Yeah, I saw that they were doing a sequel to Spider-Man Reign. I saw that today. I didn't pick it up. I wasn't a big fan of the original Spider-Man Reign because it was just like, here's Spider-Man done as the Dark Knight, and I kind of feel like, you know, they could have come up with a better concept instead of just making it Dark Knight Spidey. But you know, I'm not sure. I'm a big fan of Carrie Andrews. I think he's a very talented creator, but I didn't pick up number 2 and number 1 yet. Or Spider-Man Reign 2, number 1. Has anybody else picked it up? Has anybody read it yet? I haven't read any of this week's new comics yet. I've been so busy. But I did pick up a bunch of stuff, and we're gonna get to it pretty soon here. So we got Night Thrasher number 1, first Kick Butt issue, or Kick Butt first issue here. We got a foil cover here. This is gonna go for just $5 for Night Thrasher number 1. Night Thrasher number 1, going for $5. And then finally, I have 2099 AD Genesis. We got an acetate cover here. This is gonna go for just $5. $5 on this. Not sure who did this book right here, but it looks like it might be. Who did work on this? I think it was Dale Eaglesham is the pencil artist. Warren Ellis is the writer of this. So this is written by Warren Ellis. 2099 AD Genesis number 1 is going to go for $5. So $5 on this. All right. I'm going to go get a book for the lower rack here. Hey guys, don't sleep on that Batman 100. I'm telling you, it's a really good issue. First appearance of Ghostmaker. It's that Batman book on the bottom there that has Batman fighting the Joker. It is totally worth picking up. I have Incredible Hulk 286 going for just $3 right now. Why? Because it's got a little tear at the top. So we're just going to do it for $3 for this classic Hulk issue. I believe that's Bill Sienkiewicz's work on the cover, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like it. It says Anderson. I know Sal Buscema did the interiors. We got King in this book. It's just got a little tear other than that at the corner there. Other than that, this is a fully intact book, new standard copy, going for just $3 right now. Chance for you to own an old Hulk book for super cheap. All right, I got 2 runs here. These are both from my personal collection, stuff that I want to move now. So it is going for cover price and nothing less. Okay. So the first run I have here is Jason Aaron's entire run of The Punisher. This is when The Punisher becomes a member of the Hand, and he ditches his old logo and everything and becomes the warlord of the Hand. And there's a very good motivation for him. He becomes a warlord of the Hand because they tell him, if you start killing for us, we're going to bring back your wife. And they bring his wife back to life. And she's now in the den of the Hand, and she can't leave. And the only way she can stay alive is if he goes out and keeps doing their bidding for them. And you start to find out that there's actually a very deep tie between the Punisher and the Hand that goes back all the way to the Punisher's early years. A lot of people didn't like this concept because of the fact that the Punisher's logo was being ditched here. But if you look past that and you look at what Jason Aaron is doing here, this is a very personal story, and it is the ultimate Frank Castle story that kind of brings everything with him to a close. He's definitely not the hero here, but he is definitely well-intended, and it really does explore a deeper part of his character, a part that's very human. You know, if someone that mattered to you was killed and there was a chance for you to bring them back to life so that you could be with them again, would you not take that opportunity? So we have Punisher number 1. a Goran Parlov variant cover here that I absolutely love. I'm a big fan of Goran's cover art here. That one's going to go for 10. The rest of the issues are just going to go at cover. So we have number 2. And each of these books are at 5. So the grand total on this is going to be $65 for this Punisher run. So it's number 3, number 4, and this is from my personal collection. I had this entire run here. The Punisher goes up against everything. He goes up against his own morals. He goes up against the god of war, Ares. He goes up against Daredevil, of course, because how could he not go up against Daredevil? And this ties into Chip's Daredevil series as well. And then there's a point when all the Marvel characters are trying to bring him down because what he's doing with the hand is just really bad. And, it just takes him on this really dark path. And it's a very good run. If you just look at it as one solid run and nothing else, I don't think you'll be disappointed with any of this. I was personally really pleased with the way this was handled. So we're going to do all 12 issues of this Punisher run for $65. This is exactly what I'm into it for. So I'm not making any money on this. I'm just letting these go so that I can go out and pick up something else. I don't want to lose money on them. You know what I mean? So 65 is my ask on these Punisher books. And then I have Predator versus Wolverine. These came out late last year and completed in, I think, December. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, what's really cool about this is that this run here, I'm now not as cold anymore, so I can take off the jacket. All right. So this Predator versus Wolverine run is actually pretty good stuff. So it ties Wolverine's history to the Predator. And, the Predator has been trying to hunt Wolverine for a long time. And there were a bunch of different predators that were sent to hunt down Wolverine. And they had been studying him throughout history. And, there's different parts where they try and take him and bring him back to the Predator planet and thinking that he's dead. And there's some really interesting stuff that happens here. It's a very, very gorgeous series, very well illustrated, very well written by Benjamin Percy, who was the ongoing Wolverine writer at the time. I'm going to do this entire run today for just $30. You can get it all for $30 for Predator, Wolverine, number 1 through 4, all the A covers, $30. This is totally worth owning. And then finally, I have The Big Ask. This is the big book here. So, R for Randy. Sun's out, guns out. Are they doing Predator versus Black Panther? I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. All right, the last book we're doing here, I was going to do this as part of a raffle. Unfortunately, I can't sell this off as a raffle because it's actually against the law for me to raffle this book off. So I sold only 2 tickets, but I refunded the people who bought tickets. I think it was who was it? Keith Johnson and Lorena were the only ones who bought tickets. So I have to sell this book off. I'm stuck with it right now. And I'm into this for a lot of De Niro's here, a lot of Bolivars. This book is worth billions of Bolivars, trillions of Bolivars. You could feed a family of 10 off of the value of these books in Venezuela. So I have The Boys #1 signed by Garth Ennis, graded at a 9.8. I've been sitting on this book since the end of 2021. I am desperate to move it. I have not seen season 4 of The Boys yet, but I am looking forward to watching it. I'm just putting this up there because I want you guys all to know that I have it and that it exists still. I'm going to do a flat rate of $1,000 or best offer on this. So it's $1,000 or best offer. So anybody who wants it, and you can lowball me. You can lowball me and I'll just say, no, I'm not going to do it at that price. But this is a first printing, signed copy, CGC graded copy of The Boys #1. It's my only CGC book right now, and I am desperate to move it. and I would really, really love to find a new home for this. But I know that's an unrealistic expectation, especially right now, unless one of you guys just suddenly got a big pay cut or paycheck today and don't know what to do with all your extra rupees. Let me know. Wow, Aliens versus Avengers, that should be good too. Yes, chilling like a villain. I do kind of want to watch The Boys season 4 now. I've actually heard some pretty good things about it, so I'm probably gonna start watching it soon. You give me a slice of pizza. That slice of pizza goes a long way in Venezuela. So anyway, it's just sitting here. I guess it's a conversation piece. If you know somebody who's looking for a copy of The Boys #1 and wants it graded and wants all that stuff and has all that extra cash to burn, send them my way. I could definitely use the money right now. So yeah, there we go. It's there. All right, guys, off to new comics. We got new $2 comics for you guys. And this is all stuff that I just picked up today when I was at Graham Crackers Comics in Downers Grove. And yeah, I passed up. I slept on Spider-Man Reign 2, #1 today. But I might go back out and pick it up on Friday or something like that next time I head out. Here's the problem with eBay. I think this will sit on there forever if I put it up there at a flat rate. The only thing I can probably do with this is auction it off. But I've tried to move this book for years, and I was waiting for The Boys season 4 to come out. And as soon as The Boys season 4 did come out, it got review bombed, and now everybody's like, oh yeah, so they're not big fans of The Boys all of a sudden. So maybe that is the universe telling me that this is not the time to sell it. I would love to part ways with this book more than anything in the world right now. And maybe I should just put it up on eBay. I don't know. But, here I am with it. All right, let's get to $2 comics. Let's get to the stuff you guys can actually afford, the good stuff. So I have Avengers West Coast, #62. There's a final battle with Immortus here. We got Wonder Man on the cover. This is going to go for $2. Oh, really? There's too many man trees all over the place. There's man trees in every single season of it. You want to trade me your unsigned, ungraded copy? People clearly hate the CGC case. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you guys really think I should put it up on eBay? I mean, I'll tell you this. I bought my Apple Watch after I sold a copy of Hulk 181 on eBay. And that was when I first started, slinging comics. That was like my way of like rewarding myself for my work. But that's the thing about these more expensive books. This is why I don't deal in $high comics, because you always think you're going to get a higher value than you're really going to get. You hope you're going to get the max value out of these books, but you're really not. What you see at retail at a comic shop is marked up for a specific reason. So last week, when I was in San Diego, I visited my good friends at Southern California Comics. I had a really great chat with the owner over there. And, he was telling me that people are he's buying up collections like crazy right now. And he showed me a raw copy of Avengers 4. It was like a mid-grade copy, but a raw copy of Avengers 4. And, he had a 7.0 giant size X-Men #1. I mean, it looked like the facsimile. It was that clean. It was that great. And, Jamie Newbold, the store owner, he's incredibly knowledgeable of pressing and of pressing and grading comics. Like he knows all about comic book restoration and comic book preservation. Like he is an expert at it. He actually wrote a book called The Forensic Comicologist. And he is a forensic comicologist. He was actually a police officer, and he retired and and started working in his comic shop. He was working in his comic shop before, but he retired and now he's there full time. So we were having a conversation about all the collections he's been getting in, buying these collections from people, and the people who are selling him the collections, they actually want a greater value for their books. But he's like, sorry, I can't sell these books at the values that you think they're worth. I have to sell them at a value that's going to move them. Otherwise, I'm out of business. Like, it's great that you have a book that's worth $14,000, but you tell me the last time that someone with $14,000 walked into a comic shop to buy that book. Jamie's got to find the right customer for those books, and he's got to give them a deal. Otherwise, they're never going to come back to him. So you're always going to have to kind of like, make your peace with stuff. You're never going to get the full value of what these books are worth. That's why I kind of stay away from collectible comics and high dollar books. But this is one I'm stuck with. So I'm stuck what I'm stuck with. That's the reality. What's my favorite 90s cover comic? Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see. My favorite 90s comic cover of all time. Phil, I'm gonna have to think about that because there's some really good covers from the 90s. I think one of my my favorites would be Amazing Spider-Man 400, if I had to say like off the top of my head. But I also like Batman 500. Batman 500 had a really amazing cover. Yes, I know Jamie. I know Jamie Newbold. I've actually sublet space from him at San Diego Comic-Con from 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, and 23. So 9 years I was subletting space from him. And the reason why I'm not doing San Diego Comic-Con this year is because I want to get my own booth now. I just want to have my own booth space. And unfortunately, there are no openings right now. So I basically just applied for booth space. So as soon as something's available, that's when I'll get in at San Diego Comic-Con. But until then, I'm here. So I'll be here with you guys this year for San Diego Comic-Con. I never get from John's what I think your mom is worth, but she's still a steady earner. Shut up, JD! Yeah, I don't know if I want a consignment on this because then I'm basically breaking even on this book, and I've had to sit in on this and invest so much into it. I really just kind of want to sell it myself. And if I can just get double what I put into it, that would be great. That's essentially $1,000. I just want to double my value on it. But I've been sitting on this thing forever now. I would love nothing more than to move that book and just part ways with it. Not just lowballed, but blueballed. 100% David Moore. My balls, well, they're very blue. I don't want to give you guys I want to give you guys that image, but I don't think you guys can unsee that. They're as blue as these Post-its here. All right, I have Star Wars 34 going for $2. Batman: The Dark Knight 25 by Greg Hurwitz and Alex Maleev. Alex Maleev doing Dark Knight. Holy crap. $2. Batman Detective Comics 44 by Bucceletto and Blanco. That's going to go for $2. I have Uncanny X-Men 259 going for $2. The Giant Size Uncanny X-Men Annual going for $2. Batman 23. This is part of 0 Year. Detective Comics 758 and 766. This is part of the Bruce Wayne Murderer run here. This is going to go for $4 for these 2 issues of Detective. If you want to throw on that other Detective too, it would be $6 for the Detective books here. But those are 2 different runs. Very patriotic to have blue balls on July 4th. Yeah, this is not. You're not. This is true. Lots of things are very blue this year for me. Detective Comics. We're going to get them all. All right. Thank you very much, Curtis. Well, if we're going to add red into it, then, then it's a G.G. Allen 4th of July celebration here. Hey guys, I just want to say I appreciate all of you so much. I had some wonderful conversations today with David Moore and Roberto Santiago. And I appreciate you guys on such a large level. I have so much admiration and respect for all of you guys, not just because you're here shopping and buying comics with me, but because of what you guys do, what you guys represent. And the fact that I get to spend my time with you every week is something I cherish very much. So I just want to let you know how much I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being my customers. And more importantly, thank you for being my friends. I really appreciate it. And fans too. I appreciate all of it. Very patriotic. Wow, David Moore is really getting, he's bringing Mantry jokes into all this. We got blue and red balls here. We got blue balls and red patriotics. All right. Don't ask me what's white. JD, come on. Hit the cancel button. Hit the imaginary cancel button, JD. I have The Adventures of Superman $4.99. Superman 21. This could have been a FOMO book here. We got John Byrne on the cover. And Supergirl is showing off her patriotic parts. And oh boy. Turn up the radio. All right, we got Superman 76 going for $2. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a friend and a confidant. Talk about Superman. It's totally canceled. Canceled. All these Superman books going for $6, and you got a John Byrne Superman here. That I think is the best of all. But The Adventures of Superman is a different part, and then this is parts 4 and 5 of Funeral for a Friend. So we'll separate it. If you want them all, it's just $6. But if you want the Superman 21, it's $2. If you want the Superman Funeral for a Friend books, it's $4. Supermans. Lorena's taking them all. Lorena for the win. So what are you guys doing for 4th of July? Are you guys doing anything exciting? Today is my friend's birthday, and we're going to be hanging out tomorrow. I don't know, we're just going to hang out. This is Quincy's mom. And if you guys don't know Quincy, he's a dog I was sitting for. I'm going to show you a picture of Quincy real quick. All right. I'm going to show you a picture of Quincy here. You guys can see him. This dog, he's such a little asshole. Like, he's truly an asshole. Like, Bentley's a gentleman. Quincy's an asshole. And I say this because it's only because it's true. But he's a butthead of massive proportions. So he's this tiny little butthead. And he has to wear diapers because he's not potty trained. He was actually abused and living outside for a long time. And he wears a diaper because he tries to pee everywhere. He's tried to hump Bentley, but Bentley's doesn't pay attention to him. And he's just very rude. He'll come in and eat food where he's not. He'll jump up and start eating food from other people. He'll cause trouble. He's just a little butthead. I had him staying with me a couple times, and I literally lost my mind. I did some mean things to that dog. I was like, "Don't do that!" Yard work than trying to convince your dog the world's not going to end. I think Phil's got the right idea. He's going to hit up some bars. How are the bars out in Germany? I would imagine that's an experience. So your family's at fireworks tonight. Hey, man, I appreciate that, Eddie. You decided to give up being with your family to be with me. That's a noble sacrifice right there. Thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate it. I'm going to dress up like a true American Luke McBain and fly eagles around the neighborhood screaming, "Make punk rock G.G. Allen again." All right, we're wearing the video while showing this comment here. David Moore! Now, I just want to point out, whatever you think you're doing that's cool on 4th of July, it'll never be as cool as what David Moore just said he's going to do tomorrow. Are you going to dress? You should dress your dog up like G.G. Allen. Just take some ketchup and mustard and just start being like, just spray them all up, and then throw some of his own feces at him. Be like, and then take him around. G.G. Allen, possess my dog. I have Shadow of the Bat, number 26, part of Night Quest, going for $2. I have the 2022 Batman Annual. We got Clown Hunter and Ghostmaker here. This is going to go for $2. I'll be on firework Thunder Buddy duty with my 4 dogs. Yeah, oh man, dogs get I know some dogs get really emotional, they get really scared around that time. GG wagging his tail, waggling. GG wagging. All right, Batman Annual's off to Curtis. So Curtis, have you read James Tynion's Batman? I'm getting ready to read the Ghostmaker stuff, and I think Clown Hunter's a really cool character too. That's another thing about this Batman 100 that I wanted to point out for everybody. This book's just been sitting here. First off, this is the first appearance of Ghostmaker. Don't sleep on this. I'm only doing it for $8 right now. This character looks really badass. But this also has some side stories after the main story is concluded. There's a story about Punchline here. And she is not what I was expecting her to be. I have a really hard time with Punchline because, she's kind of like, she's Harley Quinn's replacement, but she is absolutely nothing like Harley Quinn. She's Harley Quinn minus all the slapstick humor. The reason why she's called Punchline is because, she is the, it's more because of her aggressive nature than it is her slapstick approach to things like Harley Quinn. They're very different characters. I don't know which one I like more. I don't know which one I like less. It's weird. I still feel like I don't really know Punchline yet. But very fascinating character. But this Clown Hunter is also a very interesting character. He's an Asian kid, and this is him right here. The Joker killed his parents 5 years ago, and so he kind of became a vigilante that goes after clowns, but actually kills them. So he's right after he's sort of like Joker created him in that sense, kind of like how Batman created the Joker. He does do a great job with Batman, and it was nice meeting Tynion. I've met Tynion a couple times. He's very soft spoken. He seems like he gets approached by a lot of fans, so I try not to nerd out in front of him. But he's very polite. He's a man of few words, and I enjoyed meeting him over at ALA. It was cool. It was really nice because you could actually walk up to him there. It wasn't like being at Comic-Con where it's like you have to wait in these long lines to sit down with him. So Batman 100. This is going to go for $8. It's still your first appearance of Ghostmaker is in this book in this variant here. Don't sleep on it. And we have Shadow of the Bat number 26 going for $2. I have Action Comics from the New 52 number 14. This is by Grant Morrison and Rags Morales. Grant Morrison is David Moore's great uncle. It's his mother. Grant Morrison breastfed David Moore before he became a fan of G.G. Allen. That gives you a sense of how important he is in the comic book world. Yeah, Marks will be in a number of libraries. We distributed about 50 copies into libraries. And the thing about libraries is once you're in their network, they'll order again. So I definitely think that the libraries that picked up the book at ALA will have them on display over at their locations. West Coast vendors. Yeah, it's interesting. ALA was a great event. I got my first box back from the stuff that I shipped out over there, and luckily everything came back completely and fully intact. So I'm happy about that. I'm still missing 6 boxes. So there's 6 boxes left for me to retrieve. Hopefully they all come here and everything is perfectly intact. All right, I have Batman 623. 630, 677, 678, 679, and number 708. So we got a nice run of Batman books here. And I'm going to do 2, 4, 6, all 6 for just $12. All 6 for $12. And if you take that Batman 0 year as well, that'll be $14 for everything. For all the Batmans. I have Dawn of DC Night Terrors number 2. This is going to go for $2. Batman the Imposter number 3. This is a black label book. What's it got? A $7 price tag on it. You get it for $2. Yeah, we got into 50 libraries. That's right, Tori. That's a great way of seeing it. I have to say, even though the show didn't have a big payoff in the now, we sold probably more books than most of the other vendors there did because a lot of the vendors were giving their books away. So I think we did pretty good, all things considered. It's just hard when you're got a lot going into something and there aren't a lot of conventions between now and August. And I don't really know what's going to change between now and then either. So we'll see how things go. There's also some leads I'm looking into over there. So we'll see what happens. Really, I just want to be able to continue what I'm doing here with you guys and, developing my comic book properties. This is the core and most important things for me as a creator. The Batman I just showed is number 100. Are we talking about this one? Or is it the Batman the Imposter? And then I have these Batman single issues here. But this is the first appearance of Ghostmaker. It is a variant of Batman 100. Really badass cover of Batman fighting the Joker, going for just $8. I highly recommend grabbing this. This is a very, very great, this is a good book. And I have another part of that Joker War run. No, the other one? Okay. That is Batman the Imposter. Was it this one? Bruce Wayne's mission as the Batman has only been underway for a year or so, but he can tell he's making a difference. Unfortunately, he's made some powerful enemies. All the traditional power brokers of Gotham resent the disruption to the Batman has brought to town, and it seems one of them has a plan to neutralize him. There's a second Batman haunting Gotham's rooftops and alleys, and this one has no qualms about murdering criminals, live and on tape. With the entire might of the Gotham City Police Department and Gotham's rich and powerful coming down on his head, Batman must find this imposter and somehow clear his name. But how can you prove your innocence from behind a mask? Director and screenwriter Mattson Tomlin, who made Project Power and Little Fish, has teamed up with Eisner-winning suspense and horror artist Andrea Sorrentino, Joker killer Smile, and Gideon Falls to create a wholly new version of Gotham City, informed by grim reality, where every punch leaves a broken bone and every action has consequences for beyond Batman's imagination. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to take both of them. Beautiful. Thank you very much. We finally found a home for that Batman 100. I'm really happy about that. Thank you very much, Phil. Phil, I have one more Batman book I want to offer you since you picked up Batman 100. And that is Batman 97, which is actually the first appearance of Clown Hunter. This one's going to go for $2. Let me know if you want to add that on as well. I'll give you first right of refusal on that. Spectacular Spider-Man 77, Spidey fighting the Gladiator. All right, I got you. This is going to go for just $4 today. And that's going to go over here to replace that Batman 100. Okay. I have The Golden Age here from James Robinson and Paul Smith and Richard Onrie from DC. This is The Golden Age, book 1 of 4. Beautiful book here. Going for just $2. We got an embossed foil title at the top. That's going to go for $2. I have Battle for the Cowl, Gotham Gazette, Batman Alive. This is a one-shot going for just $2. You can call this Battle for the Cowl. X-Men Annual number 1. We got Cyclops fighting Captain Marvel going for $2. I have the Batman New 52 Annual. This is by Scott Snyder and Marguerite Bennett. This is going to go for $2. Batman Alive. Off to Phil. Phil's all Batman today. I have Adventures of Superman 632. That's going to go for $2. The Avengers 295 and 261. That's going to go for $4. The next Batman, Second Son, number 1 of 4. That's going to go for $2. Batwoman, number 2 from the New 52. Great series, by the way. $2. By J.H. Williams and W. Hayden Blackman. Really good stuff here. $2 on that. These are all of our new books, all of our new acquisitions from Graham Crackers Comics and Downers Grove. We're going to finish building out this rack here, and then it is FOMO time. And then we're going to spend the rest of our time going through the stuff that didn't sell yesterday. I have Savage Dragon, Martial Law, number 1, going for $2. Savage Dragon number 4 is $2. More Avengers here. We have Avengers 351 and 354. That's going to go for $4. We'll add that to our Avengers pile here. If you want all those Avengers books, it's $8. Incredible Hulk number 9. This is Legacy number 790. That's going to go for $2. Doomsday Clock, number 1 of 12. So I have 2 copies of this. So you guys don't have to fight over it. But I have 1 copy of number 2 of 12. So this is where they tie in the Watchmen world to the DC Comics world, which is pretty cool. So we have 2 copies of Doomsday Clock 1 going for $2. 1 copy of 2 going for $2. So if you want Doomsday Clock 1, 2, you just put 1-2 in there. Or if you just want 1, just say, just want 1. You guys don't got to fight over it, which is nice. This Hulk is part of the ongoing Hulk that's currently happening. I haven't read more than issue 1, but I've heard nothing but good things about the current Hulk run. I have all the issues. I just haven't actually sat down to read any of it yet. New Defenders, number 128, is $2. I have Machine Man. This is Barry Windsor Smith's Machine Man. I have number 3 and number 4. These are direct edition copies going for just $2 a piece. So $4 on this. I have a full run of it that I'm putting together that I'm going to do for a lot more. I have The Space Between by Karina Bechko and Danny Lukert, number 1. And number 2 from Boom Studios. This is going to go for just $4. I have New X-Men 127. Got a really gorgeous Frank Quitely cover here. Grant Morrison, Frank Quitely. I have Alien 2. Alien 2 is going to go for $2. All right, cool. All right, Tori, have a good night. Enjoy your Netflix and chill. I have Darth Vader number 41. It's part of a run called Dark Droids. Going for $2. All right, Eddie's back, so I got to start over from the top. I have Blade number 6, where Blade teams up with Dracula for the first time. Can you imagine Blade teaming up with Dracula? This is a really great ongoing. This is the best Blade comic I've read in years. I'll talk to you later, Phil. Thanks for shopping with me today. This is going to go for $2. I have X-Men 39. That's going to go for $2. I have First Publishing's Twilight Man by Stephen Grant, Tristan Shane, Eric Vincent, and Bruce Timm. First Fiction, Volume 1. Twilight Man, going for $2. Dune, House Atreides, number 5 from Boone, is going to go for $2. Here's one that's going to go real fast, so pay attention to it. The next book I'm going to show you, it better go fast. I have Spawn number 20 and number 25 going for just $4 right now. Spawn 20 and 25 going for $4. $2 books, $2 Spawn books. Jump on this. This is really cool. 20, he teams up with Harry Houdini. I have Superman in Action Comics 710. That's going to go for $2. Batman 3 Jokers number 3 is going to go for $2. Well, it's interesting. It's not necessarily that he trusts Dracula. They have no choice but to team up. There's a nice setup there. It's a really good Blade run. It's not just like he's teaming up with him because, you know, Blade's telling him, like, I swear to God, I won't cut you into pieces. It's an interesting run. Door to Door, Night by Night, number 7 from Vault Comics. This is written by Cullen Bunn. This is going to go for $2. I have Deathmate Prologue going for $2. Money Shot comes again. Call Ass. This is going to go for $2. This is a really funny series from Vault. I like Money Shot. Good stuff. Batman Fear State Alpha by James Tynion. This is going to go for $2. And then I have Monsters Unleashed number 4, number 5, and number 6. This is going to go for $6 for these 3 books for Monsters Unleashed. Yeah, cute title, right? And for Money Shot, it's a good series. It's naughty. It's really well written, and I know the writer of it quite well. He's a good guy. Star Wars 56 is going to go for $2. Put it with the other Star Wars that I have here, 34 and 56. And then I have X-Men number 4 and number 10. This is from Jonathan Hickman's run. I never read The Monsters Unleashed. I know that it's written by Cullen Bunn, but it's basically all the Marvel monsters teaming up, and they're fighting, you know, various supervillains and doing things like that. So it's a team up book. I think you got like Man Thing. Who else is on the team? And they're all led by Dum Dum Dugan. It's let's see who's on the team. So the team is Kid Kaiju, Elsa Bloodstone, Aegis, Hyvo, Makara, Scrag, Slizik, and that's like the team, and it's basically Shield gets all of them together. What's up, Kenneth? How you doing? So this is going to go for $6. Yeah, Money Shot is hilarious. The Jonathan Hickman X-Men is really, really great. So Hickman's X-Men is all about the Krakoa stuff. And I hunted all these books down and paid cover price or more for the majority of the issues because I really wanted to read it. And this issue, the X-Men, or sorry, Apocalypse, Magneto, and Xavier, they go to meet with the president to, well, they actually go to the UN building to have dinner with everyone, with all the world leaders. And while this is happening, there's a terrorist attack that occurs on the mutants, and Cyclops is in charge of the security, and he has to take everybody down. It's a really well-written issue. And then this one's all about Magneto. Both of these issues are really, really great. Mile High Comics is selling this book for $40, just so you know. Grab both these books. It's just $4 for the pair. Well, thank you very much, Kenneth. Likewise, right back at you, buddy. I feel the same way about you. I hope you have a wonderful evening. All right, it is time for FOMO books. So let's show the video. It is officially FOMO time.
It's FOMO time! What's that even mean anyway? Oh, is that what it means? I'm such a wiener for missing out on these great deals!
All right. So these are our FOMO books. It is 90s FOMO night. And we had a lot of 90s books up here, too. We've had a lot of conversations about 90s books tonight. But here are all of your FOMO books for today. I have Batman Spawn, War Devil. This is by Doug Mensch and Chuck Dixon, Alan Grant, and Claus Janson. This is DC's version of the Batman Spawn crossover, the original. This is going to go for $15. I have Turok Dinosaur Hunter #1. Really cool acetate finish on the cover, foil acetate finish. This is going to go for $5. I have the Amazing Spider-Man Annual #28, currently listed on eBay. And I am taking it down just because it's just been hanging out there. So let me see what I have it priced at. Up. Probably had a price on it on the back. This is going for $10 tonight. $10 on the Amazing Spider-Man #28 Annual. Spidey fighting Carnage. So what happens here is this is after Maximum Carnage. Carnage is being escorted over to a maximum security prison, and somehow he reconnects with his symbiote, and Spider-Man has to stop him before he can escape and cause more problems. This is a really, really good book right here. I have Fantastic Four 374. This is the alternate Fantastic Four team of Spider-Man, Hulk, Ghost Rider, and Wolverine versus the core team of the Fantastic Four. That's going to go for $5. I have Uncanny X-Men #304, Fatal Attractions here. And we got the really cool 3D hologram cover here. And what's cool is this book was actually referenced by Bo DeMeo, the guy who created the X-Men '97 series. This was homework for one of the episodes. That's going to go for $5. I have Punisher War Journal #7, done by Jim Lee. This is a really cool two-parter where Punisher goes to hunt down this cartel and runs into Wolverine, and they have a really good run-in with each other. It's a very good two-parter. That's going to go for $5. I have Hulk #425. We got another hologram foil effect on the cover. That's going to go for $5. And then finally, I have Spawn Batman by Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane. This one's going to go for $15. $15 on this. Chris Steiskell just shared something on our Facebook chat group, which, by the way, if you guys aren't a part of our Facebook chat group, you're more than welcome to join. Onrie eating dinner after a day at ALA in San Diego. That does look like a good dinner and looks like something I would totally get down on for sure. So these are your FOMO books. Make your claims. Make your claims. I'm going to give you guys a second here. Thanks for sharing that, Chris. We'll totally get down on that. You guys have any questions about any of the books we have up on the rack? I'm gonna fill up the last 3 slots here with some books. And then if this stuff doesn't sell right now, we're gonna take it all down and we're gonna bring out the next batch of books. ASM is off to Roberto. Roberto, what's up, brother? I really enjoyed our conversation earlier. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your schedule to be with me today. I know you're on a retreat, and I appreciate you being there for me. You're a good man. Got a lot of respect for you, brother. All right, I'm going to take that book down from our eBay store before someone else gets it. Okay. Thank you very much. It is now off to a better place. Yeah, thanks a lot, man. And likewise, I'm here for you too. Anytime you got any questions about any of the stuff that you're selling or you're working on or whatever, let me know. And I think you wanted to talk to me about the new software that you had. So I can definitely make some time on Friday to chat with you, and I look forward to doing that. I have Revenge of the Sinister Six. This is a Spider-Man run. We got number 19, number 20, number 21, which is the first Spidey with the Deathlock armor, and number 22. You grab it all, it's just $8 for this run. $8 for this run. Son of Ambush Bug, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. This is going to go for $10. $10 on this run here. And then I have All-Star Batman number 7. That's going to go for $2. So we got 7 FOMO books left. We got that Uncanny X-Men 304 going for $5. This is a nice pickup here. The Punisher War Journal 7. We got Jim Lee working on Punisher, and he's facing Wolverine. That's going to go for $5. Incredible Hulk 425. This is a really insane issue. I remember picking this up, and I listened while I was reading this book. I was probably about like 7 or 8 years old, and what was that song that I heard? Hold on a second. What was the name of that song? Hold on. Oh yeah, "Enjoy the Silence" by Depeche Mode was playing on the air. You guys remember this song? All I ever wanted, all I ever needed was here in my heart. It's such a great song. So Incredible Hulk 425 in this issue. I think actually no, this was a different issue. Never mind. This was a different issue. I wasn't listening to Depeche Mode. Depeche Mode had absolutely nothing to do with this. There was a different issue where I think Banner became the Smart Hulk, and it had a very similar concept to this cover. I totally remembered that wrong. Well, I remembered it right, but with the wrong book. Both of them had a very similar cover, though. Eddie's scarred for life. I listen to a lot of Depeche Mode while reading comics, just so I'll have you know. That was a great song, though. I really love Depeche Mode. They're a great group. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to take down all the books that we have here. Give you guys a second crack at them. Why not? Because why not? Some of you guys may have just popped in anyway, so here's a chance for you guys to grab those books again. We're going to take them down, and then we're going to spend the rest of the show just recycling stuff that we had from last night's show that didn't sell, so that those of you guys who missed out on last night's deals have a second chance at claiming some of these goodies. I have Spider-Man 19, 20, 21, and 22, all going for just $8. X-Men number 4 and number 10, this is from Jonathan Hickman's run, going for $4. Deathmate Prologue is going to go for $2. All-Star Batman number 7 is $2. Money Shot Comes Again, number 1 is $2. Spawn number 20 and number 25, this pair is going to go for $4. I'm surprised it didn't sell yet. So what's the latest on the Warline Kickstarter? We got Blade number 6 going for $2. The latest is that we are, thank you for reminding me, Chris, because I have not been thinking about it at all. And I'm still shocked that we're about to go live on it in 2 weeks, in about 2 weeks. So the Warline Returns Kickstarter is coming. We have 55 notified people signed up to be notified for when we go live. We have 2 more variant covers in the works right now. I'm really looking forward to showing off everything that we have for you guys. It's going to be a really great campaign. So stick around. I have Superman in Action Comics 710 going for $2. X-Man 39 is $2. Batman Fear State Alpha number 1 is $2. Batman 3 Jokers 3 is $2. Twilight Man number 1 is $2. Son of Ambush Bug number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. This is going to go for $10 for this run. $10 for all these books. Monsters Unleashed number 4, number 5, and number 6. That's going to go for $6. Door to Door Night by Night number 7 is $2. Dune House Atreides number 5 is $2. The Space Between number 1 and number 2. That's going to go for $4 from Boom. Doomsday Clock. I have 2 copies of number 1 going for $2 and 1 copy of number 2 going for $2. The next Batman Second Son number 1 of 4 is $2. X-Men Annual 1 is $2. We got a run of Batman books here. Batman 623, 630, 677, 678, 679, and 708. We are going to do all of this at 2, 4, 6, $12 on this run of Batman books. New X-Men 127 is $2. Alien number 2, this is part of the latest Alien run, going for $2. Hulk number 9, part of the latest Hulk run, Legacy number 790 is $2. Batwoman 2 is $2. The Batman Annual number 2 is going to go for $2. Shadow of the Bat number 26 is $2. Star Wars 34 and 56 is $4. Batman Zero Year number 23 is $2. New Defenders 128 is $2. Savage Dragon number 1 is $2. Oh, sorry. Savage Dragon. And Martial Law is $2. And then we have Adventures of Superman 632. That's $2. What happened to the other Savage Dragon? Night Terrors number 2 is $2. Batman the Dark Knight, number 25 is $2. Darth Vader, number 41 is $2. Machine Man, number 3, and number 4 by Barry Windsor Smith, going for just $2. These are $5 books here, guys. In really good shape. Savage Dragon, number 4 is $2. I have Avengers 295, 261, 351, and 354, going for just $8. The Golden Age, number 1 of 4 is $2. Uncanny X-Men 259, and the Giant Size Annual 11, that's $4 on that. So that's all the new stuff that we showcased tonight that did not go. We'll show it again. It'll be there for next week's show. All right. Time to build out a new rack. We've got about 30 minutes coming back. Pain meds are kicking in. All right, have a great rest of your night, Eddie. I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you all for being here. We've had a pretty decent show tonight. I appreciate you all being in the room. So I'm going to show off our FOMO books one more time. I have Batman Spawn War Devil. That's going to go for $15. I have Uncanny X-Men 304. That's going to go for, $5. Sorry. Uncanny X-Men 304 is $5. Punisher War Journal number 7 is $5. Spawn Batman. That's going to go for $15. Fantastic Four, number 374 is $5. Hulk 425 is $5. And Turok Dinosaur Hunter number 1 is $5. These are your FOMO books. 90s FOMO books. I have X-Men 2 going for $2. Strike Force 1 is $2. Batman 55 is $2. Spider-Man 24 and 25. I don't know how I still have these. These are $2 books. $2 books. $4. I have A Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's Court from Mark Twain going for $2. Punisher War Journal 31. 32, 33 are going to go for $6. Then I have Punisher 43 going for $2. Spider-Man 29 and number 30. This is the first 2 parts of the Return to the Mad Dog Ward. That's going to go for $4. I have the Spectre, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, and number 7. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All 6 books. I'll do them for $10 if someone grabs them right now. Sinister War number 4 is going to go for $2. Walt Disney Comics and Stories is going to go for $2. Spectacular Spider-Man 242 and 259. That's going to go for $4 for the pair. Korak, Son of Tarzan. That's $2. Detective Comics 1059 and 1060. It's going to go for $4. Battlestar Galactica, the Compendium. We got number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. If you grab this entire set of books here, it is $8 for this run. $8 for these. Oh, man. Oh. My back is absolutely kicking my butt. It's screaming at me right now. Let's take a second here. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so happy to see this. So someone just said, Sean Wood just shared on his Facebook page, I love the first issue. Check out the pre-launch for Warline 2. That's really great. Thank you, Sean Wood. If you're watching this, know that I appreciate you very much. Thank you for saying that. We have so far 55 followers for our campaign. We're bringing back all of the variant cover artists for Warline 2. Things are coming together. Things are definitely coming together. I'm really looking forward to showing you guys the covers, and Warline 3 is coming together as well. We've made some great progress on it this week, so I'm looking forward to it. We're almost at the halfway mark on Warline 3. I have Year of the Villain, Action Comics 1017 going for $2. Dark Crisis 1 of 7, that's $2. Ghost Rider Wolverine Weapons of Vengeance Alpha number 1 is $2. DC Universe Lazarus Planet Alpha, this is a one-shot going for $2. Wizard Best of 2005, Swear to me you'll consider buying this book. Spider-Man Magazine number 1, the magazine. Bunch of short Spidey stories in here going for $2. I have Thor number 9 and Thor 10. That's going to go for $4. Spider-Man Web of Doom number 1 is $2. Secret Origins featuring Green Arrow and Speedy number 38 is $2. Spider-Girl 15 is $2. The Amazing Spider-Man number 23 annual is $2. Idaho Stampede, that's going to go for $2. I have Wonder Woman War of the Gods number 1. This is part of the Dark Multiverse. Number 1 going for $2. Morbius the Living Vampire number 3 is $2. Flash Gordon, $2. Grendel number 14 and number 15 is going to go for $4. We got some Bugs Bunny comic here. Bugs Bunny from Gold Key going for $2. X-Men and the Micronauts number 2 is going to go for $2. Got this stack of books here. Wolverine number 65 is $2. Lethal Foes of Spider-Man number 2 is $2. Spider-Man Classics number 2 and number 4 is $2 a piece, so it's $4 on this. Deadly Foes of Spider-Man number 204 is $2. Machine Man 2020 number 1 and number 2, that is $4. Batman 17 from Tom King's run, that's $2. I'm going to add that other Batman that I had up there. Here. I have Superman number 15 and 21. That's going to go for $4. Dark Crisis, the Deadly Green. This is a one-shot. And then Dark Crisis Warzone. That's also a one-shot. Each one's going for just $2. Punisher 23. That's $2. Put that up there with 43. Put these over here. Superman's and the Dark Crisis. I have the Inspector and the Black Panther. And this one, $4 on these. Tom and Jerry, $2 on this. Spider-Man 2099, number 17 is $2. Raven, a DC special, issue 1 of 5. That's going to go for $2. I have Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man 67, 75, 129, and the number 6 annual. This is going to go for $8 on this set of books here. $8 on that. Batman 483 is $2. Suicide Squad 2 is $2. I'll give you guys a second here. Give you guys like a minute to make your claims. We've got some nice books up on the rack right now. Got some great stuff on the lower rack too. Make your claims. Got some really good stuff here. Make your claims. $2 comics. Got about 18 minutes left on, or 18 or 17 minutes left on the clock here. And then we're off for the rest of the week to enjoy the 4th of July to the best of our ability because we have a bunch of Kickstarter packages to send out. We're going to send out the rest of our Kickstarter stuff so that next week we can focus on the Warline campaign, which is going to be going live very, very soon. In just 2 weeks, in under 2 weeks. In about 2 minutes, I'll come up, see whatever claims we got, and then I'm going to empty off the board. We're going to go over the last books in our stack here, and then we're going to close out the show. And I really appreciate all you guys for being here tonight. Got 1 minute away, and then we're doing this. Spawn Batman pair for 20. So you want both of them at 20. I'm into them for 20. So I was hoping I could make $10. So would you be okay with doing 30 on the pair? Can we do it at 30? Because because I'm into them both for 20. If you can do it at 30. And then, Lewis, I got your email. I'm going to give you a breakdown of what you bought as soon as we're done because I grouped your entire invoice together. Your invoice includes the first appearance of Puma and all of those Spectacular Spider-Man books you got. And I got to add the Spectacular Spider-Man 1 to it. And if you decide to pick this up, I'll add that to it as well. But let me know if you want to grab that. Okay. So we got the Yankee book here, the Connecticut Yankee for Chris Steiskell, Walt Disney for Chris Steiskell, Bugs. Where's Bugs? Bugs Bunny, Flash Gordon, Secret Origins. Secret Origins. Secret Origins. Where is it? Secret Origins. Where are you? Where's the Secret Origins? There. Secret Origins. Idaho. Tom and Jerry. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 and 15. All right, we got a deal, Chris. Let's move these books. You got a deal. No barcode. Yeah, no, thank you, man. I got rid of those books now. We've been, you've seen me pitching those for a while now. So it's better to move them than sit on them. I'm definitely not losing anything on them. And if you're getting a deal on it, I'm happy with that. I'm always happy to cut you guys a deal. The worst that I can do is I'll either come back and say, hey, that's not going to work or, whatever, It never hurts to ask. I have Logan. Okay, no problem. I have Logan Shadow Society. That's going to go for $2. Nightwing Future State number 1. That's $2. Danger Street number 5, number 6, number 11, and number 12. That's going to go for $8 for this run here. Spider-Man Storm and Cage for the American Cancer Society. That's going to go for $2. I have Green Lantern number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. This is going to go for $8. $8 on this run. Sensational Spider-Man 194 is $2. I have a really great Web of Spider-Man run here. This is the last thing I have here. Web of Spider-Man 13, 16, 17, 21, 23, 26, 28, 35, 55, 88, and number 104. If you guys decide you want to pick up all of these books here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We got, is that 10? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We got 11 issues of Web of Spider-Man here. That would normally be 22. I'll do it all at $20. $20 for this entire Web of Spider-Man run. It's a lot of books there. And let's not forget our FOMO books for tonight. I'm going to show them off again. We have Uncanny X-Men 304 going for $5. Punisher War Journal number 7, that's 5. Fantastic Four 374, that's 5. Incredible Hulk 425, that's 5. Turok Dinosaur Hunter number 1, that's 5. Spawn Batman, that's going to go for 15. And Batman Spawn War Devil, that's going to go for 15 as well. All right. Actually, going to take down all of our books here and put them away. We're going to showcase some of our remaining $5 trades from yesterday, or the $5 trades that we actually have left in stock. And then I'm going to show off the bottom row stuff, and then we're closing off the night. Yep. Surprised no one wanted that Web of Spider-Man lot. It's a nice group of books there. Maybe next week. All right. Mayhaps next week. Here. All right, we have a few $5 trades that didn't sell. I'm going to show them off real quick just so you guys have a shot at them. We have Captain America Cold War Aftermath. That's going to go for just $5 right now. Guy Gardner Collateral Damage number 1 of 2. That's 5. Catalyst Comics. That's going to go for $5. I have Teen Titans Outsiders. The Insiders, this is going to go for 5. Incredible Hulk's Chaos War, that's 5. And I have the Eternals by Neil Gaiman and John Romita Jr. This is going to go for $5. Captain America, no one's buying this graphic novel. Oh, yes. I'll put the books here. Much like we got our FOMO books, we have our graphic novels here. I can't believe how many graphic novels have sold. Like, I had 2 boxes of graphic novels, and this is all that's left. You guys just picked it apart. Just totally picked it apart. Amazing. I appreciate that so much. All right, I'm going to showcase the bottom row of books one last time for you guys. We have Venom 1. This is Gabriel Dell'Otto cover going for 5. Conan the Barbarian 148 is 5. Daredevil number 11, Legacy number 659 is 8. Peter Parker the Spectacular Spider-Man 77 is 5. Spider-Boy number 3 is 5. Frankenstein Alive number 1 is 5. Flashpoint number 1 is 5. Dark Knight Returns the Golden Child is 5. Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Squadron The Phantom Affair number 1 of 4 is 5. Spider-Woman number 1 is 5. Spider-Man 75 Death of Ben Reilly is 5. Ninth Thrasher number 1 is 5. And the 2099 AD Genesis number 1 is 5. Incredible Hulk 286 is $3 on that. We got our FOMO books here. Again, Uncanny X-Men 304 is 5. Punisher War Journal number 7 is 5. Fantastic Four 374 is 5. Hulk 425 is 5. Turok Dinosaur Hunter number 1 is 5. And then we have the Spawn Batman set here. This as a set will go for 30. I'm probably going to raise the price on it if I'm being honest. If it doesn't go right now, I'm going to put it up next week, but it's going to have a different price tag on it. Why? Because, you know, I need to, times are tough. Let's just put it that way. Put those over here. And I'll be back on Monday. We'll probably do an afternoon show on Monday. So I will be back for that, and we'll be done with all of our fulfillment. So we're going to have a great Monday show. Look forward to seeing you guys then. All right, we have boys number 1 and 98 going for 1K or best offer. We have Predator versus Wolverine number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And that's going to go for $30. And Punisher number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We're going to do all those at $65 on all of those. Take all of our trades down. And I want to thank you guys for shopping with me today. No one got a spin on the wheel, but that's okay. We sold a lot of books this week. We sold an obscene amount of books yesterday, so today was kind of like a lower key show, which is fine. You know, like I think a lot of people are occupied tonight with 4th of July, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful 4th of July. And I can't wait to see you guys next week. We're going to have a really wonderful showcase next week. So I hope you'll be there for it. All right. All right, Leonard's coming in now. So Leonard wants the Eternals and Cap. Leonard, you came in just at the nick of time. I was about to close out the show. So Leonard saves the day. 5 and 5. Venom 1 at 5. Spidey. We got you. Spider Boy. Spidey 75. At 5. Oh, absolutely. Hollow Hulk issues and the Hollow Hulk. Boom shakalaka. Leonard, it totally came through at the end of the show, and he gets a spin on the wheel of Skid Bark right here. Holy crap, Leonard. When you and I had our exchange earlier on Facebook, I just want you to know how much your friendship means to me right now. Thank you so much. At the very last minute, look at that. That is a win right here. That is miracle. Miracles belonging. Yes. All right, we got to spin on the wheel of Skid Bark.
It's time to spin the wheel of Skid Bark.
Talk about a Hail Mary right there. Leonard gets a free Marvel. And not only is Leonard getting a free Marvel, I want to reward everyone. So I'm going to give everybody a free Marvel book tonight. Let's see what free Marvel books I have. We're going to stay here for a second here, guys. Just hang tight. Well, I have a bunch of them back at the warehouse. So I'm going to hook you guys all up with free Marvel books. Everybody's getting a deal from me. Everyone, thank you so much. Leonard, you're amazing. All you guys, you're amazing. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for being here. Leonard is the legend. Leonard the legend. You guys all take care. Have a great night. Thank you so much for shopping with me tonight. Take care. I got Captain America.